Welcome to the Gems of Rock podcast, where a geography teacher and a rock enthusiast talk all things rock and roll. I'm DJ.
And I'm DB.
And welcome and thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Right, so you threw this topic my way, a bit out of left field.
I did. Before we get onto the topic, and I don't know if we're going to make this a regular segment or not, I found a bit of rock news, which a lot of people do. I didn't even know if we wanted to do news or not, because then it dates the podcast, and then it's very much it's then, if you're listening to this podcast a year in the future, then you go, oh yeah, this happened. I'm like, well, yeah, of course it happened.
Like podcast version of Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, that person's done 7 other things since that. But, yeah. But no, this came up on my newsfeed, and I thought you'd enjoy it.
Drop some rock news on me.
It was Five Finger Death Punch. Chris Kale, or KL, has been officially named a Kentucky Colonel. As like a state of honour, kind of.
Yes.
So it came up on my newsfeed. Kale is the latest musician to be bestowed the title of Kentucky Colonel by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The musician revealed the honour, posting the official certificate on social media with the declaration of the title. I thought you'd enjoy that.
That was pretty sick. That was amazing.
To be a colonel.
The colonel in
colonel
Kentucky.
Of Kentucky. I thought that was just... Yeah, it was quite poetic, that. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's like a civil award they give out, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, that works really well. But yeah, so actual topic. I thought I was struggling to get to sleep one night because I drink too much coffee and I don't move around enough in the day. So my brain doesn't turn off. And I was just looking and trying to think of different stuff to do. And I thought, I know, what about fictional bands? Bands that sort of only exist within a fictional
Or at least
media.
got their start in fiction.
Or start in fiction. So like from movies or TV shows or different sort of media formats that way. But people still have a love and passion for them and still really enjoy them. To start it off, I'd go Marvin Berry and the Starlighters, which we've already done our Chuck Berry episode, but it's the band from Back to the Future.
Of course.
Which I think is really good. Again, we were sort of watching a video earlier and it was them singing the Earth Angel, doing the Earth Angel cover. And it is one of those songs that you just want to sing along as soon as it starts playing. It is very, very good. A very good interpretation of them. But then again, it mentioned in the video, are they responsible for creating rock music? Because while they're performing and while the guitar's playing...
Ringed his cousin.
Marvin called his cousin, Chuck Berry, and he's like, that new sound you were after, well, listen to this. So there we go. Chuck Berry, here's the electrifying electric guitar from that, steals the style and creates rock music that then gets copied into Back to the Future. So is that a paradox? Is that...
Yeah, if he hadn't travelled back in time to play that, would have Berry heard it to play it, for him to hear it, for him to then go back in... Yeah. I hate time travel. It's like, the minute any TV show... or film, you can't do it well.
There's always some
holes.
Yeah, there's always some hole, and it's like, that wouldn't happen, or some.
It's too easy to try to poke it. Go like what? Like, and like your tenses. So it's like, would he have had not? Like you're like your past, present, future. Go
on. Saying that after a few drinks.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's iconic. It permeates multiple forms of media and film and music.
Yeah, it's regarded well. I think a lot of people remember it. But yeah, other ones from movies. Again, you weren't overly fond on Scott Pilgrim, were you?
Scott Pilgrim as a film, as a fiction, it's weird. It should be my cup of tea, and it's not my cup of tea. It's just not. Said it. There's one. That's one. I don't get it. It's quirky visually. It's all about comic books and gaming and.
Which is you down to a T.
Yeah,
comic books and gaming.
It's part of that Homer Simpson meme where it's his brain. It's like beer, sports.
I'm gonna make that.
They're like two big sections of my brain, but the music within it is a saving grace of the film. It's not the music I dislike.
No, okay, fair enough. It's the just tropes that we're trying to.
It's the pacing. It's just weird and awkward and cringy. Just makes me grind me teeth. I'm not turning this into a film review. I just don't get it.
I love it.
Don't get it.
I absolutely love it. And I remember I didn't want to watch it when I first watched it. I was like a bit like,
it permanently puts like a turtle. Like it puts my shoulders into my neck. Like when you cringe and you kind of lift your shoulders up. That's But the music within it, Sex Bomb.
Oh, they're amazing. Again, it's one of those, if the band was real, it'd be so good. But it's all Beck, isn't it? I think the music that Sex Bomb you hear.
And they were trained and like coached, would probably be a better word, by Beck to give that authentic sound.
To how to look and how to play and how to sort of appear in that sort of indie sound.
Yeah, as a three-piece as well, you know. So they both Michael Cera's character and his co-star. I don't know the other fella's name. You know, but they hit hard with drums. They have quite a distorted sound. Yeah. You know, the music battle where they create a giant monkey out of
so cool. Again, it's very, very good. One of my favourite bits is the bass battle where he's against the vegan. And when you're watching that, it's so Guitar Hero. It's unreal. Like the lead up to it, and they're both sort of coming, and it's ready, go, and the notes are coming out, and I'm like, this is Guitar Hero to a T. It's very cool.
So yeah, if you've never seen it, it's got a bit of a cult following, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and a phenomenal indie video game actually. A very well revered video game. I'll definitely say that. But
sure.
Yeah, I said I didn't like it, and you and one of our other best mates, Matty, nearly lynched me.
You need to watch it again. I think was my response. You don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think you understand.
I don't think you understand.
I went back and watched it. I just can't get on board.
That's fair enough, man.
It was interesting going back at the time because then it was seeing Miss Marvel.
So I really love Sex Bomb. I think they're great. And another Crash and the Boys are in that as well. Another band, the sort of a fictional band, were really good. The standout in music in that is Clash at Demon Head, where Brie Larson walks out onto the stage in her boots, and it's the coolest fucking thing in the world. And the music, and it's her singing as well. So the band, I think for that song was the band was Metric, and they have their own sort of version of that song. But in the film, it is Brie Larson singing, and it's just so cool. It's such a monumental scene. But yeah, I think the song's called Black Sheep by Clash at Demon Head. So yeah, stick it into YouTube and get that watched, because it's, if you don't watch the movie, watch that clip, because it's phenomenal. It's so good. And before we started this thing, we just both started singing it, and it was just like, it is a very catchy, very kick song.
It is the saving grace of that film. It's interesting that.
Oh, see, I like the little tropes in it.
We're here to make music and make you feel sad and stuff. Something like that, isn't it?
It is something. Yeah. That's probably. I think that's pretty much bang on. But yeah, it's very good. A very good interpretation of the indie scene at the time, and a very, very good movie. But yeah, good fictional band. Sex Bomb, Crash and the Boys, Clash at Demon Head. I've got one that again is contentious.
Well, I think we predicated that they made their start in fictional media. So, I can see where you're going with this.
See, I've got Tenacious D written down, but as a saving to that, rather than just saying Tenacious D, because technically Tenacious D in the movie The Pick of Destiny, Tenacious D are a fictional band in The Pick of Destiny. They didn't actually break into a museum. They didn't actually. It's a fictionalization of a real band. Does that make sense? My get out of jail free card with that, the band I'm going to put forward for it is The Devil. Dave Grohl.
You just want to mention Dave Grohl, okay. Yeah,
so Dave Grohl, and I'm going to say band because Dave Grohl in that plays the guitar, he plays the drums, and he sings as he did on the original Foo Fighters album. It was just him playing guitars, playing the drums, and singing. But yeah, Dave Grohl as the Devil in Pick of Destiny. Tenacious D. I'm going to put out as my fiction.
Went around the houses there, but we got there. Okay, yeah.
Because I think that again, Beelzebub is one of those ones as a group.
I suppose we could just call this songs or that's played. Just not just soundtracks. I suppose we can come to movie songs. You're almost like flirting between comedy bands in Tenacious D, movie songs, but I see where you're going.
I think we could do a full thing on Tenacious D, or at least a full thing on comedy music, and maybe bring someone else
and
into
movie
it.
Songs and all.
Definitely, yeah, like movie soundtracks. But yeah, I had Tenacious D written down, and I was like, well, that's a bit that can be argued. Let's go just The Devil, because that is fictional.
Yeah,
within the movie.
Just the opening drum, just going like all across the kit, just completely across, and then. Plays the guitar riffs, then picks up the mic. I'm the devil. I can do what I want. Whatever I've got, I'm gonna flaunt. There ain't been a rock battle that I've ever lost. Yeah, and he goes back into it. Yeah, it's definitely got a bit like deep. Like I remember you saying to me years ago, until you don't always know it's Grohl until someone points it out, and then you feel stupid for not realizing. Like he's definitely deeper. He's in a lower register. Yeah, he's got. And they're either editing a little bit and he's putting it on a bit. But yeah, that is one of the highlights. If you don't like the Pick of Destiny or the songs, particularly on the Pick of Destiny album, obviously most people I think tend to prefer the songs off the self-titled, just Tenacious D album.
Sure. See, I prefer Pick of Destiny. I think the Pick of Destiny album's.
I don't know, but that one, Wonder Boy tribute. But anyway, we're probably
that's
saving material.
Easily a full topic.
But if we're going Jack Black and we're going fictional, how can we not mention School of Rock?
You mentioned it a few times on the podcast.
I fucking love School of Rock, man.
Yeah.
Like, just the whole, like, the bit of the montage on the, chalkboards. And he's giving them homework for Blondie. And he just, like, going through different types of music, and he gives them all sorts, and, and, like, just, I know obviously they do some covers within that, but obviously the original song that they actually play, the guitarist Zach Mooneyham in the band, and they play his song in the Battle of the Bands, and then as an encore play Long Way to the Top, AC/DC. But even like the fake song he wrote, and he's like, and there'll be some dry ice and chimes, Freddie, and it's just Jack Black at almost the peak of his power.
I need to go back and watch that thing.
And just like the keyboard and like everything about it, that's a quality band, that's a quality film.
Yeah,
but even like gives them the job as merch, and he gives them security jobs, the lights and the shows, and being at this Forest Green, prep school, or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called Forest Green. And turn it into the School of Rock, and the fact they have a manager played by Miranda Cosgrove, who obviously went into like iCarly fame and a few other things, and obviously we'd be remiss without saying rest in peace to the guy Freddie, the drummer.
Yeah, of course.
Recently passed away, and was it last month or 2 months ago?
Yeah, last month.
Car accident, was it? Or something?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, it's absolutely saddening. But again, the like the Freddie, just these gut busting drum solos, and that's what Jack Black pushes him to do. Like, absolute quality. They'll be up there in the upper echelons of fictional rock bands for me.
Fictional rock bands. I will go back and watch that again soon, I think, and I'll be same as you every other episode. Like, in this moment.
But when he just like they have like that whole film though, when like he gets a drunk and they play Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
When like he's like they've coming back. I think they're either coming to the Battle of the Bands or coming back from Battle of the Bands with the audition when they are suffering from the disease stick it to demand neosis. I've watched this film a fair bit.
I can tell.
But they play the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin, and he's just like, we come from the land of the ice and snow, and he's just being Jack Black and doing the like high pitched. I'm not even going to subject anyone to me even attempting to get on that register. But the opening to Immigrant Song, so it just. I think it's a good nod to rock. Obviously, it's spawned Did the West End show come before the film, or did the film spawn the West End show?
Do you know what? I couldn't tell you.
Either way,
sure,
it's gone via multiple
exactly
media paths. It shows the success. It shows it's a bankable.
Exactly. It's one of those as well. I think it's a household name as a film. It's fantastic. It's very much well remembered and well loved by people.
So you got anyone else? Who else on your list? Greatest fictional bands.
Greatest fictional bands. Who else have I got? So I've got one that leads into the other. So I've got Scrant in the City, which is Kevin's band from The Office. So when some of the people in the Office storyline are looking for a band to play the wedding, and looking for a wedding band, they're going through different tapes, they find a tape that's Scrant in the City, and it's Kevin playing the drums. And that's really good. And they're really quite good. They do a cover of Roxanne, and it's Kevin singing it, and it's quite a good little nod to it. But from that, I think one that we both fall into is Mouse Rat. Yeah.
Foreskin, formerly known as Three Skin.
Was it something in a boat?
They had so many names.
There
were Foreskin.
There's going to be people screaming at the microphone. Screaming at the listening to it.
But for those that are unaware, this is from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, Parks and Recreation. So, an amazing series, but it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's band, heavily influenced by Dave Matthews Band.
Yes, definitely.
And he mentions it so often, that kind of... What would you say? How would you describe Dave Matthews Band to people?
You end every phrase. I can't.
You push your vowels.
You do push your vowels.
A-I-O. Ted, when he's singing, you can do all 90s rock songs with vowels. Yeah, a bit of gravel. He's gravel for rap.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, quality.
But Mouse Rat, some of the tracks from Mouse Rat.
But just how Parks and Recreation escalates. I know we've almost turned this into TV and film. Just the way Chris Pratt goes off on his own, he becomes Johnny Karate.
Yeah.
But just like The Pit, And I think the other night, a few of us were out having a few bevs, and me, you, your wife, and Matty Fell, one of our good friends, all started singing Little Sebastian. And we had one other friend, so there was, how many of us in total? One, me, you, your wife, that's 3, Fell 4, and Hannah 5. So there's 5 of us in total, and if anyone's been in this awkward situation, Nolan didn't have a fucking Scooby-Doo, did she, what we were doing? And we were absolutely belting it to a degree that only a few pints lets you belt something out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just loosens the chords up a wee bit.
That's it, yeah.
Gives you that extra
If I sing
power.
loud enough, they won't realise I've hit the wrong one there. But
I've not even hit a note,
good.
but yeah, exactly. Little Sebastian is a song like you just get.
It's better than what's better than Candle in the Wind?
5,000 candles in the wind. And the fact that it has Nick Offerman as Duke Silver within that series as a sax player, jazz player.
Final fucking concert in Parks and Recreation is absolutely amazing.
Because what band do they unite? Do they bring back together in it?
I can't remember.
I'll have to Google it in a second.
Yeah, we'll find that. We'll stick that in.
Parks and Recreation itself has many fictional and non-fictional links because Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham, but I forgot
Bo
Burnham was in it. Yeah, Bo Burnham's in it as the country artist, isn't it? That they try and book.
And he does that like, I love my mama, brackets, get home safe, boys.
Yeah,
because he has that country song skit, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
How you can boil down every country song. What does he say about it again?
It's all the tropes from all your different country songs put together in one. And I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Pandering. And it's Hear That There Mandolin. That's me. That's classic pandering. But it's one of my favourite Bo Burnham songs.
Land Ho.
That
was the band that got. Like,
oh shit! Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I just.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah.
For the Unity concert, but yeah, Bo Burnham, and because he does like, I love my mom, get back home. So it just like it goes back between like fighting wars and loving your mum and dad. So yeah, Jesus, Parks and Rec itself has a fair.
Parks and Rec's got a fair amount. Yeah. I completely forgot that Bo Burnham was in it. That's such a quality shout.
Because it's just one. What do you call it? One appearance in one episode. It's a quick cameo.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's what they're trying to get people for the festival as well, aren't they? And I think they approach him, but he's a dick in the show. Obviously, we probably should shout out to Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I think if we'll go around the houses, getting to them eventually. I don't care what song or music they've ever done. I still, to this day, use the phrase, right, let's turn that to 11.
Yeah.
In multiple instances, that has just become part of my just vocab. I think it's just permeated popular culture. Like, let's turn it to 11. And I reckon half the people don't know what I'm chatting about. But I say it with enough like emphasis and confidence.
It's one of those though, because you say it with like that, people that do know what it is go, but other people that don't, it doesn't. Yeah, it can be there for anything. But these go to 11. That's quite good. But again, we mentioned earlier that Spinal Tap, again, you've got, we're not setting any rules on ourselves really, we can talk about whatever, but they actually toured as Spinal Tap. You could get a ticket and go watch Spinal Tap perform. So from their Fictional starting point, then became an actual touring band. So, but obviously you won't be able to do an episode on fictional bands without at least mentioning them. A weird one I wanted to bring up, and again, I think I mentioned it to you earlier, I think it was a Nickelodeon, an old school Nickelodeon TV show, or I think it was Nickelodeon or Disney or something along those lines. And I think the show was called I'm in the Band, which was, the band in it was called Iron Weasel. And it was a kid whose, I can't even remember, his uncle or his dad or something along the line was in a metal band. And then he was able to join the metal band. And it's about sort of a high school drama, but also this touring metal band. And it's just one of those, if there's something on TV towards kids that are making kids go, do you know what? Yeah, that's cool. I want to do that. I want to pick up an instrument. I want to pick up a guitar. I want to pick up the drum kit or something like that. From like a really, I'm not saying terrible TV show, but a really sort of...
No, you're right. You mentioned it and there was no recollection. None of my neurons were firing. I had no... Then I Googled it. Took one look at a still of that show and you unlocked
something that was buried.
Anyone from, I reckon, their late 20s to early 20s, anyone in that ballpark, anyone at either side of the 90s, Google I'm in the band and or Iron Weasel, and I reckon it'll flood back at least a partial recollection.
Yeah, you'll remember it being on. You might not have watched it, but they're very... they've got that glam metal look, haven't they? From
it's quality.
They look like Steel Panther. One that's a bit sort of completely the other direction. I've got written on this list Jack Malik. So Jack Malik is the main character in the film Yesterday.
Oh, the Beatles.
The Beatles film. So
I don't know if I consider that made in fiction because it's all pirate. Like, there's no original, really, is there?
In the movie, it is.
Is there?
In the movie, the Beatles don't exist.
Well, no, but I mean, he does nothing but Beatles songs. There's not an original song written for that movie.
I think the early stuff is just him or songs written for the show when he can't make it, and then has the accident. The Beatles are forgotten, and then
for me,
covers Beatles songs.
I'd veto that.
Yeah, fair
enough. I think I'd want more original song or more original sound. Like we could mention. I know we mentioned the School of Rock. But if we go with the musicals, we can mention Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
But they just play pretty much
exactly. You know, if you're playing songs that have already existed and they are created, then it's not.
You're talented. You can sing. You can play. Fair fucks to you. But maybe I'd want something, at least an attempt at something.
Definitely. Yeah. But no, it's just for fun to mention because technically in that movie it is fiction. But yeah, it is. No, there's no original.
You're pulling at strings there. Pulling at strings and I'm shutting you down. Move on.
We've got the Wild Stallions to mention.
Oh, yes. Whatever Keanu Reeves touches, I'm there. I'm down for it. The man can do no wrong. If you can go from Bill and Ted to John Wick,
it's quite a...
Point Break. I'm down for all things air guitar and 80s metal and tick, done. They save time. I must admit, I do need to watch the sequel. I'll let they go about that. But
so I might have seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure a long time ago, and then there's Bogus Journey.
Yeah, no, I mean the more recent,
recent
very modern one, with a lot older, and their song didn't actually save the future and save rock and roll.
But yeah. Again, one of those ones that you kind of got to mention because people will be screaming at it. So yeah, Wild Stallions, definitely up there. Have you got any more on your list?
None screaming at me, no. I did like for me to mention fictional bands. I thought Josie and the Pussycats. Because
so you mentioned that to me, and again I had no knowledge of that.
Well, it was the cartoon originally, because I'm sure that kind of era of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I'm not sure if they're one of theirs, but the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, things like that.
That sort of Hanna-Barbera era.
Yeah, and I'm sure they all appeared in each other's cartoon series. There was a 2001 film of Josie and the Pussycats. For Love Nor Money Now. Who did it have in it? I think it had someone fairly big. I think it had someone like Tara Reid. I'm pretty sure it had... Oh, what's her name now? I think she was also in Charlie's Angels, but I don't know. It had some decent names in it.
Sure, yeah.
I don't remember it doing particularly well, but I think... Are they also in Riverdale?
See, again, the wife would be able to answer that for you because she's quite into her Riverdale
because I think it's linked to that to a point. I think there might be a link to that. So,
find out.
Surely we need to say then, if they've transcended cartoon, an early 2000 film, and potentially in Riverdale.
A new series, yeah.
They must be up there.
Yeah, there'll be people annoyed that they don't get mentioned if you don't mention them. So yeah, definitely up there. Another one along the same lines of inspiring kids to pick up a musical instrument and think, yeah, that's cool and that's what I want to be. And I put up, I'll see if you can get it from that. I've put Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Yeah, I'm getting a look of confusion. Well, if I just read that, I think I wouldn't get it. And again, sort of, it's a bit of a bizarre long name. But when I tell you the drummer for Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem is Animal.
Oh, right, okay. Right, yeah. No.
I mean, that's it. Again, how many kids and drummers will want it to be Animal? So will have picked up drumsticks.
Just admit you're talking about yourself. Can you just point
genuinely? Yeah. Okay, it was a big inspiration on me. It's so cool.
Animal.
So iconic. But yeah, so the band is Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, that they are in the Muppets movie and stuff like that, where they're getting the band back on the road and different elements of that. But if you were going to recommend a song to them, like we've done like previous ones for the Scott Pilgrim and different stuff like that, I'd recommend their cover of Bohemian Rhapsody. because the Muppets version of Bohemian Rhapsody is just absolutely fantastic. It's so good.
And to come back to it, it might not be in Hannibal, but I might tell you, it's Archie Comics, which is what Riverdale's based on.
Archie Comics is, yeah.
And Josie and the Pussycats are in Riverdale.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. Right.
So I was right. I wasn't chatting my usual shite.
There we go. Top stuff. But yeah.
Well, we need to come back to a big hitter.
I want to mention another classic, another small one that, again, I know people will be screaming. In the Harry Potter movies, where they're...
I thought you were about to mention the fucking choir with the frogs then. I was like, we're taking this off the fucking rails here.
That's just going a bit far out of the rails, that, the choir with the frogs. No, it's the prom in Harry Potter.
What prom? Do you mean the Yule Ball?
The Yule Ball.
Well, if we're gonna
because they have the
Harry
slow
Potter.
dancing stuff and they're all in the gowns for, and then the music shifts, and it turns into a rock ballad.
Okay.
Weird Sisters, what they're called. Yes, Goblet of Fire movie. So yeah, Goblet of Fire. They're playing the word ball. They're playing the Yule Ball.
You should have said that. If they didn't know it was Goblet of Fire from Yule Ball, I don't want to know. I don't want that.
I mean, we've got friends that would disown you for not knowing that.
Disown you? You nearly didn't know. You said
nearly
the prom.
didn't know it,
The prom.
But yeah. There is the prom. It's not technically prom.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a celebration.
But yeah, I can't remember the song they do, but it's lets me jump around like a crazy elf or something. But again, they're a fictional band, but they're quite worth a mention. I think they popped up on a list when I was doing some research, but yeah. Weird Sisters.
Alright, so to move away from you pulling at straws. Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fair enough.
And again, Aykroyd and Belushi, their start in fictional media, but they did do a live album and they have toured. And how many people will do a Blues Brothers act, cabaret? You still get them as Halloween costumes and fancy dress costumes now. Busting out the harmonica and
man.
Oh, any fat lad dreaming that they could do cartwheels and
handsprings.
It's
it's the movements, isn't it? Yeah.
Like you give me enough Rummy Me System and everybody, and I'll give me enough of a run. Give me maybe some grass. Give me something soft to land on.
You don't need any booze in your system. I'm going to play that song one time, and you're going to be in a field, and I'm going to see.
Well, that's what I mean. I need something like give me some loam. Give me something soft, some peat. Something that's going to cushion the fall, the inevitable impact.
Alcohol or soft landing.
No, a bit of both. Maybe. But yeah, come on, just iconic. Absolutely iconic. They're the strongest.
Again, been skitted on so many times in different medias and
parodied. Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. But if you've not got any more, I've got one that I'd like to end it on.
Yeah, send it on the final one. Drop it on me.
Not a rock band. Technically not a rock band, but Blues Brothers, yeah.
Well, blues and rock, they're hand in hand, aren't they?
Yeah. So the one I'd like to end it on is one that I think everyone will be familiar with, even if they don't know they're familiar with it, and it's Figuring Dan and the Modal Nodes.
Why are you at me brain? It's late. Come on, put me out of my misery.
They are the Cantina Band from Star Wars.
Play that same song. Yeah, they win. Done. Mic drop. Finished. John Williams will sue us.
I know, Sorry. I was going to say demonetize us. We're not fucking monetized.
Yeah, we're not making money from this.
We're not even making fucking pies and sausage rolls yet. We're not fucking making money. But no, I thought that'd be quite a little finisher. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so
Everyone knows that fucking tune, even if they fucking hate
because
it.
Any music, but good, we can. I think we'll talk movie songs later on, but if you can get an iconic song or soundtrack and a particularly original one, because so often you hear sounds and songs put to movies and people go and watch a movie for that song and it's just played over the credits.
Yeah.
But if it's utilised during the film, during the TV show as either a montage or just played outright, as School of Rock and Zach Mooneyham's song, I think it's brilliant, isn't it? It can transcend.
It's great,
and you can build that memory. You attach the memory to the music and the enjoyment, and
that's it, man. So good. It's so.
I think people need to let us know. Are there any that we've missed? Is there any shouts? Because I'd love to know. Because we didn't mention Death Clock from Metalopocalypse.
We did,
we spoke about them. We didn't talk about them during this episode. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it was a sort of honourable mention kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
Definitely. They're another one that I don't know a huge lot about. And maybe I just need to forfeit my rock card if I don't know Death Clock from Metalopocalypse.
Sure. There's Stillwater from Almost Famous, but again, I haven't seen Almost Famous, so again, I didn't have any attachment to it, but I know that's one that people potentially screaming out. But let's send us a message and pop us.
We're on Instagram, Facebook. Just let us know if there's anything out there that you would recommend that's worth watching. Either the music makes the film or the film makes the music. You know,
exactly.
it needs to be a bit handy because sometimes, like I said, for me, I don't like Scott Pilgrim, but the music drags it up. You know, it makes it palatable.
Cold.
But
I really enjoy it. So yeah, send us a message, but I want to shout out to people that have actually been sending us messages. I think I message you every time I get a message through going, someone's listening to us. But honestly, it means so much that people are actually sitting there and listening to us.
A couple of people from school, people I played rugby with in the past, some old friends. It's been nice to have.
It's brilliant.
Rory,
so yeah,
if
you are listening, Rory and Austin, and if you are listening, you aren't finding us incredibly irritated, and you are listening to the pods as they come out.
Comment on our socials, contribute, give us like all good people on the internet. We want to steal your ideas, so contribute, message us, Instagram, Facebook, let us know.
Yeah, or tell us we're shit. Fucking I'll take it. If you've sat there and listened to us,
I
long
agree.
enough
I
to
tell me
agree
shit
that
on the
we're
rec.
shit.
Yeah,
constantly. So yeah, a massive thank you to everyone that's been sending messages
and listening and supporting us in these early episodes.
Exactly, a massive thank you to everyone listening. We hit 150 listeners today. 150 people tuning in.
So is that 150 individual players or 150 listens?
100 people listens. So like across all of the podcasts, across all media forms, we hit 150.
Nice.
Which I think, it's quite a number.
All right, cheers everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Gems of Rock.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll speak to you soon. You take care.